Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're going to be doing some T2 Abyss solo in the Retribution. I've made quite a few videos recently on T2 Abyss Retributions, and that's just because I'm trying to make a fit that's really reliable for doing the T2 electrics, like quite dummy proof type of fit. And so far this fit has been serving me really well. I wanted to show you guys how reliable it is, because I've been doing quite a few sites recently, off camera, not just on camera, but off camera as well, and it's been going so well. Now this ship maybe isn't the most potent in terms of its DPS, but it's a real tank beast here. Got dual A-type armor repairs, Coreli A-types, keeping the price a little bit down. Also the capacitor I think is a little bit less from these. Got Multispectrum Energized membrane, Reactive armor hardener to sort of adapt your damage over time, and then you got an auxiliary nano pump, making our armor repairs even more potent. And then we've got the essential module here, the MWD. This thing makes everything go so fast. You go so fast with the A-type MWD, and also just in general, it's really good for allowing our pulse lasers to get in range to be able to do maximum damage. Okay, I just have to make sure that I've got enough filament here. Agitated electrical, I should get more of these. Agitated electrical, should buy a few of these. So I would say that this is like I'm very confident in this fit. You should have no issues with this if you have got good skills. I mean, I'm not saying like it's 100% guarantee you could have unlucky spawns, but so far, based on my tests, I've done multiple sites now, and I've been up against Sancha, difficult Sancha waves, and it has been an absolute breeze. This thing has so much tank, a lot of capacitor, a lot of DPS, and good mobility. Feels really smooth. Okay, we're gonna go to Sobaseki. Meanwhile, we can create a fleet with ourselves just to be able to be ready to go into the Abyss. So this is just more like another confirmation to you guys that this fit will go really smoothly and how it can actually do the sites pretty quickly. I mean, I found that most sites seem to be done within 10 minutes or 10 minutes. I think that's actually a good time for T2 in a solo Retribution. Pretty good time, I would say, because you could do quite a few of these sites every hour. Maybe 5 sites now, depending on the waves you get. You know, at least the amount of ISK. T2s in the frigates, they do give, I would say, maybe 10 million ISK, maybe 15 million ISK per run. It depends a lot on your luck, obviously, but it's a significant up from T1s. Get the Scorch ready here. It's the first ammunition type I like to carry when I'm going into these T2s. Great thing about the T2 electric is they're really cheap. Each filament is very, very cheap. And it's actually a bit on the expensive side though right now, 200k, and they usually go for a lot less. You saw the estimated price was about 90k, or even less, 20k per unit. So I think some market manipulation has been going on here. It's not like the usual price being 200k. Let's jump in. So here with the MWD, I like to just charge straight in. Just charge straight in, get into range of Scorch. So here's one of the easiest waves you can encounter, Lucid Deep Watcher. Just go straight in. I also like to go for the buy adaptive cache, actually. You can just get that over with so you don't forget that. Just like destroyed all the enemies, and then you're like, oh, I didn't take the buy adaptive cache. Then you waste a bit of extra time having to travel to this. Not that it takes a whole long time to travel around, because you've got the A-type MWD, so you're going pretty quickly, but still, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, we've got some decent blueprint, Kimura blueprint. Orbit close in this Lucid Deep Watcher. I think that'll be a good idea. Actually, we'll not orbit close. We'll instead go really close to this FE Altus. Keep range at 2,500. I think that will be a good range. And then we should be able to apply good damage to the FE Altus. There we go. Destroyed them really quickly. 2,500. Good. The great thing about Pulse is that, I mean, it's got a decent amount of DPS, but beam lasers can also get about 300 DPS with Multispectrum, very similar DPS, though you have to use 2 damage modules to achieve similar DPS. I would say one of the better, like the most significant benefits of the pulses are its fitting space. It allows you to fit like very tanky fits and still have the guns, because the beam lasers consume a lot of resources, like power grid. And then they also have really good tracking, so when you encounter a lot of frigate spawns, you're going to be having laser beam accuracy. You're going to just be destroying them really quickly. It's going to be really nice. Let's get a little bit closer here. I don't need to orbit at 6 kilometers when I want to orbit at 2.5. Let's orbit this guy here. I'm surprised how it's 6 kilometers away. Okay, we've almost destroyed this guy now. Just in case of orbiting real close and using your best ammunition, which is the Conflagration. Very simple. Done. Next room. Let's go. This wave does take a bit longer than the usual wave because Lucid Deep Watcher wave, they do have quite a bit of HP. But you've got like no risk whatsoever here. You've got so much tank. Here are some Triglavian waves. Probably we'll want to go for this Harrowing Vedmak quickly, so he doesn't ramp up too much damage on us. We could orbit this guy, maybe 2.5 kilometers. And get a little bit closer. Oh, we're approaching really fast. Destroy him. Is he able to keep range? I think we're able to. If we just approach him, I think that'll be enough. Because I think we can face tank a Vedmak because we've got a lot of tank on this ship here. The reactive armor hardener also spools up over time, so you get crazy amounts of DPS. Tank, that is. 55 gigajoules from the Damavik over there. You see, like, our tank is barely scraping. We are, however, taking damage just from the Damaviks. We're all like, okay, we took a shot there from the Vedmak, but otherwise it's mostly just from those Damaviks over there. But it's easy. And I could mitigate even more damage by orbiting at 500. Would help a little bit in terms of reducing the DPS from the Vedmak. Maybe I could orbit at 1000 meters instead, because this would keep us a little bit further away, so we're not able to miss a lot of the shots. And when it comes to the Damaviks, I just approach them and shoot them. There we go, destroyed. Simple. And then just get close to this one over here. Biotafikash is quite far away, so we'll be going to that afterwards. Just take out these Damaviks first. I think that'll be a bit better idea, since they're already really close. And you can use the Conflag to destroy them really quickly as well. When you just approach them, get some perfect damage on them. Or almost perfect. Okay, great. The room is done. That was a very fast room as well. This absolute bolt here, this lightning bolt just going straight through. With this cannonball of a retribution. There's not at all care about the T2 Abyss, just goes straight through. It would be cool if you were able to do T3s, but you'll need a lot more tank for T3s. And you could also encounter issues with DPS in the T3s as well, I can imagine. Not a whole lot of loot, but it's still decent. And I mean, compared to T4 Abyss, which we've been doing a lot in the T0 to T6 Abyss series, I mean, this is not uncommon that we have this kind of bad loot, or like the 4 million ISK buy in the second room. And the difference is, though, that in the T0 to T6 Abyss series and T4 Abyss, there we have to spend 7 million each run on the filament costs. That's a big thing that we circumvent by using the T2s here. Let's go with the Scorch. We can just land a volley on this biocommit of cash. Get that. Oh, and we just want to keep moving here because we took a massive volley from that road jump battlecruiser. We need to keep moving. Even though we're very tanky, we're not tanky enough to survive these rogue jump battlecruisers who do a ton of damage. So we'll just take out all the webbers. There we go, great. We could, to be honest, use Conflag on these guys. But we're destroying them anyway so quickly, so I won't worry too much. We want to take out Spark Grip because he does EM damage, and that's the most deadly damage type for us right now, since we're in the electrical site. We can use Conflag, orbit 1k maybe, 2.5 I think would be a better idea, just to keep it a little bit further away. It doesn't seem like we're able to really get close enough to use Conflag, I think. If we get close, let's see how the damage will be, but I can imagine we'll be taking too much damage if we get up close. Yeah, this is way too much damage. Let's orbit 10 kilometers. There, should be a bit better now. Because they just do too much damage, these guys. So unfortunately, it takes a bit longer to do the site, but still, it's a bit on the safer side, you know. Abyssal loot, 7 million in total. Seems pretty easy just to orbit here. Missing all the shots. And I mean, you could eventually take a wrecking shot. It's uncommon that you would never experience one of these if you're doing a ton of these sites. But this ship has got a pretty decent amount of buffer. I mean, not the most amount, but 6.9k HP is still a respectable amount of buffer for a frigate. So you'll probably very likely be able to survive a wrecking shot from one of these guys. Let's try orbiting close, see if we can use Conflag on this blast grip here. Blast Grip probably will do a little bit less damage since he is explosive based. We've got 94% explosive resist, so it should be alright. Yeah, look at that, it does very little damage. And we're getting lots of glances off, unfortunately. How quick is he? Are we able to keep up with him without the MWD on? Otherwise I think that could enable us to get some better hits. Yeah, that's easy. So it depends a little bit on the type of one that it is. This is a Blast Grip, so he does explosive damage, and there's only one left, so I don't have to stress about the other Rogue Battle Cruiser coming in. So here I can pretty relaxingly just orbit and just tank him because that's alright. He's able to do some damage to me, but my resist is so high that I take no damage, so it doesn't matter. Just face tank him. And that's it. T2 Abyss done. It's super quick. This is really feels so smooth. I'm not using any significant implants for my combat capabilities in the Retribution here. You see, augmentations, nothing. Only thing I would say is that my skills on my character, they're really good. They're top notch. And what I mean by top notch is that they're so top notch that we've got small pulse laser specialization. Okay, not that high, but like level 3. We've got 3 here, and then we've got assault frigates level 5. So we've got pretty decent skills in this. And I've got the compensation skills. The armor compensation skills also pretty high in here. So we've got pretty good skills. Just keep in mind, don't go in with like low tier skills and expecting to get the same outcome, but it feels very solid, feels very smooth. I'm very happy with this fit here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.